Before the trail, we heard Feeder on Radio 2. Steve Merchant here with Ricky Gervais, Karl Pilkington. We were talking before that about rotten gifts, and particularly gifts that Karl's received in the past. We're just actually thinking now, because we've got to give away this, we haven't got to give away, but we're generously giving away a Eurythmics Platinum Disc. So if you're a Eurythmics fan, or indeed if you're not, but perhaps you know someone who is, and maybe you got some rotten gifts for Christmas, then you can get in touch with us, let us know what the worst gift is that either you received this year, or maybe even in the past, you know, something that really you just was terrible. Maybe you, like Karl, had the poker face when you received it, you politely opened the box, but inside you were dying. But you can get in touch with us, 882921, we've got the email gervais@bbc.co.uk, or you can phone us, 0500 288 291. The worst gift ever will receive the Eurythmics Platinum Disc.
Well, talking of gifts, I got my girlfriend a few gifts, a trip to Paris and a few little bits and pieces, and one of which was a trip to the theatre.
Nice.
A thing we'd walked past before and we'd wanted to look really great. The Woman in Black, which is on at the Fortune Theatre in Covent Garden. I bought a 4 tickets, so you know we could. She could take some people. She chose to take Karl and Suzanne.
Well, of course. Now I think it's a scary play, isn't it? It's a spooky
It's a scary thing.
So
it's
you
about
thought instantly Karl's the man.
Absolutely. And it was it great, wasn't it? And the theatre was so lovely, and the production is so lush, and it's genuinely really it's been going for 17 years. They really honed it, and and it was great watching Karl. At one point, we were in a box, which I'll tell you about in a minute. Right, and I just pointed to show Karl that this face was appearing, right? But as I was pointing, he didn't see me pointing, my finger came into his peripheral vision, and he went, "Oh!" And I laughed for about 5 minutes, because he just saw a finger come in. I wasn't even trying to wind him up in that, because that was such a bonus for me, and I nearly died. But the reason we were in a box, I went there and I said, "Oh, can I get a box?" And they said, "Oh, the boxes are a little bit small and cramped." I went, "Okay." So we'll give you some really good seats. So we got some nice seats downstairs. And do people go to the theatre these days to clear their throat?
Yeah.
And their nose?
Yeah.
Because I was surrounded by people going, which I find absolutely disgusting. That even annoyed me doing it, and I apologise to people at home listening. And coughing and eating sweets, chatting about things, right? And I was getting a bad neck. You know what I'm like? Anything. I just wanted it to be silent, right? So in the interval, I said, I went up to the manager. I said, "Oh, can we wear the box?" And they went, "Oh yeah, fine, yeah." It was free. They didn't sell it. So we went up there, and they let us go in one. The first one, we had to go past some people in the interval, treading past them. Sorry.
I'm a celebrity. I get a box.
yeah, that's exactly, So they probably think, oh, they've given it to him for a special treatment. I was going to buy it, it's no extra money, but they just didn't sell it because it was, you know.
Another reason to hate you.
Yeah, exactly, but we went in there's only 3 chairs, so I went, this was the other box has got 4 chairs. Karl went, "I'm not going out there again." Right, so we said, "I'll sit on the floor." Imagine him sitting on the floor.
Were you sat on the floor with your little head peeking over the edge of the box?
No, this is it. So I went, "Oh, let's go." We went out, he was so embarrassed. Of course, everyone's going, "Oh, no." Walking past people again, went in the box. Everyone's looking at the box now. Right? And Karl was horrified. Karl was trying to hide, but it was...
To be honest, I mean, the idea of a box is you get a better view, but I didn't, because I was like, I have to sit right at the back.
Yeah.
I might as well have been, like, near the fire exit. I just was like, I don't want to be sitting
No, that's not the idea of boxes to get a better view. I think it's from days where it was how you were meant to be seen. The boxes face each other, right? And you're meant to see who's in the other box. It was very a socialite type thing. The boxes are probably the worst view in the theatre. That's why some theatres don't actually sell them. But I'll tell you what, I'd rather have to lean forward and see something than be surrounded by people chewing
But
and sniffing.
It wasn't that bad though, Steve. That's the thing. You know what he's like.
Oh,
so,
well,
I mean, anything that's meant to be like a nice relaxing night out, whether it's going for a nice quiet meal, suddenly turns into this like nightmare.
Well, I won't go to public places with Ricky, because there's always something that'll annoy him, and then he won't take it out on them, he'll take it out on you. We gotta leave, it's too smoky, it's too noisy, it's not noisy enough. There's music, there's not music, it's an absolute nightmare.
Well, people annoy me, that's
stressful. So I mean, just the other day, right, I went out for something to eat. Nice, quiet, you know, Italian place. I walk in, there's about 6 people in there, having a nice, quiet meal, you know, quiet. I thought, that's good, he's not gonna complain about the noise and that. Sit down, I have some arrabbiata, which is nice and that.
Alright.
Anyway, he starts sort of normal chat, saying how he'd like to put my head in a vice.
Sorry, you'd like to put your head in a vice?
In a vice, yeah.
Not really.
Sort of normal, sort of.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I was just thinking that it would be lovely to put him in one, you know those vice that are sort of attached to workbenches?
Yeah.
Just so, not to, just put it in there so he's caught there, and then I can sort of do what paint his head or something,
Sure.
or feel it squeezing. And I just imagined sort of squeezing it too tight, didn't I?
So he's saying all this, right? Which I'm getting the sort of picture enough without sounds,
Right.
But then he thinks, well, why not add sounds? It's quiet in here, right? Starts sort of going, so your head's in the vice, tighten it, and you're sort of going, right? So he's sat in a chair, quiet restaurant, doing that. It's like the scene out of When Harry Met Sally, right? All these, like, tourists and that sat there sort of going, oh, Ricky Gervais over there. And suddenly, like, from a look of, like, oh, that's good, it's Ricky Gervais, to what the hell is going on?
But I just imagine his little head, because what he do, I just imagine him in a tight, and I go,
Is there any other radio show that's ever been on Radio 2 that has had this discussion?
well, no,
Does Johnny Walker, OBE, ever say, I'd love to put Terry Wogan's head in a vice and see what happens?
oh dear.